Hello everyone, welcome to Easy Explanation. So in this video tutorial, we'll be discussing about generation of programming language. So this is one of the most important question in C programming. So almost in every exam, one long question is asked from what are the generations of programming language, or define or describe low level and high level language. Okay, so this is a very important topic for C programming. So this comes under unit 1. So coming to this tree diagram, you can see here programming language, it can be divided into two parts, that is low level language and high level language. Okay, so low level language, they are closer to the machine, so they are machine dependent language, and high level language, they are closer to human being, so they are human dependent language. It means that this low level language, it is easily understandable by machine, whereas it is very hard for humans to understand this low level language. Whereas this high level language, they are very hard to understand by machine, but they are user friendly, they are friendly to the user or human being. So again you can see here this low level language is again divided into first generation, second generation, and this high level language, it is divided into third generation, fourth generation and fifth generation. So we will be knowing all these languages one by one in depth. Okay, so please continue the video till end. So coming to the definition of programming language, so what is programming language? So it is any language, it is a computer language, it is any computer language that is used by, okay, that is used by computer, that is used by, we can say that is used to develop a software. Okay, so these are the languages, these are the computer languages that are used by programmer in order to develop a software. For example, C programming, so this is also a programming language. Okay, Java, C#. So all these are programming languages. So the main aim of every programming language is to develop a software program. Fine. So going to definition part, programming language is a computer language programmers use to develop software program. Okay, so a script or other sets of instruction for computer to execute. Okay, so this all the computers, they understand this particular programming language. So again we need to convert this programming language. If it is in high level, we have to convert it in low level. So programming languages have been developed over years in a phased manner. Okay, so it has been developed over years. So we remember using Fortran, Pascal, COBOL, and now we are using Python, PHP. So each phase of development has made a programming language more user friendly. Okay, so the main aim of developing, or we can say developing, or coming with new versions. So the main aim was to make it more user friendly. That is, it should be more closer to human beings so that they can understand it easily. So each phase of improvement made in the development of programming language can be referred to as a generation. Okay, so these generations are nothing but versions, we can say, or improvements of language. Okay, so the more generations, the more it is closer to human being. Fine. The programming languages in terms of their performance, reliability and robustness can be grouped into 5 different generations. So you can see here there are 5 generations of programming languages. So 1GL, 2GL, 3GL, 4GL and 5GL. So we'll be discussing them one by one. So coming to first generation of programming language. So this is the first generation of programming language. I told you it is like if you come from up to down, so it is more user friendly, more human being friendly. And if you go from down to up, it is more machine friendly. So you can imagine first generation language, it is also called machine language because they are closer to machine, because these languages can be easily understood by machine. So machine language is a set of instruction and data that computer central processing unit can execute directly. Okay, so it means that if your code is written in this first generation language or machine language, so there is no need to convert. Okay, so there is no need for conversion of language because the machine directly understands this language. So the example of this machine language are binary code, that is in the form of zeros and one. So you know that machine always understands any program, any information in the form of zeros and one. So these are called machine language. Okay, so coming to second generation language, so these are the language, they are called 2GL language and they are also called assembly language. Okay, so remember these key points. First generation, they are called machine language. Second generation, they are called assembly language. So assembly language, it is like middle, in the middle of both machine and human. Like it is a like language that is human readable notation. Okay, it is in the form of human readable notation. Okay, so in this we use abbreviations. They are called mnemonics. Okay, so an assembly language programmer writes instructions using symbolic instruction. Okay, symbolic instructions codes that are meaningful abbreviation or mnemonics. So they are called mnemonics. This is an important question for MCQ. So in assembly language, the instruction codes, they are written in the form of, or they are meaningful abbreviation, or they are called mnemonics. So we need a software to convert this second generation language in machine code. Okay, so the software that is used to convert this assembly language into machine language, it is called assembler. Okay, so you can see here the example of assembly languages like move. Okay, MOV means move, ADD means add, SUB means subtract. Okay, so the mnemonics that you are using, so that is called assembly language. So you can see here this assembly language, it is converted into machine language using this assembler. Okay, and linker is used to link other files, you can say header files to this language. Fine, so this is the example of assembly language. Coming to third generation language. So third generation language, they are also called procedural language. Okay, so they uses English like words, okay, that we understand. For example, the C language that we are studying now, they are the example of this third generation language. So you imagine, you know how we write code in C. Okay, so printf, it means we are printing. Hello world, it means we are printing hello world. Okay, so it is very similar. For loop, while loop, do while loop. So you know these keywords, they are similar to English words. Okay, so they are very closer to human beings. It means that they are human being dependent and they are farther, or they are independent of machine. Fine. So high level programming languages makes complex program simpler and easier to read, write and maintain. Okay, so it is easier for human to read, write, program in high level language. So programs written in high level language must be translated to machine language. Okay, so any software that is used to convert this high level language into machine level language is called compiler or interpreter. So in next video tutorial, I'll be explaining the difference between compiler and interpreter. Okay, so till then you just understand that it is a software that is used to convert high level language into low level language. So various example of this third generation language are Pascal, Fortran, Basic, COBOL, C, C++. Okay, so we are studying C language. Okay, so we'll also be making video on Fortran, C++. Fine, so they are the example of third generation language. So you can see here this high level language. So this C, Java, Fortran, they are used to, the compiler is used to convert it into assembly language, and then the assembly language is converted into machine language using assembler. Next is fourth generation language. So in fourth generation language, it is also called non-procedural language. Okay, so the best example of this fourth generation language is database. Fine, so often it is abbreviated as 4GL. So it enables user to access data in a database. A very high level programming language is often referred to as goal oriented programming language because it is usually limited to a very specific application, and it might use syntax that is never used in other programming languages. Okay, so for example of this fourth generation language is SQL, Nomad, Focus, etc. So next we are coming to fifth generation programming language. So the fifth generation programming language, okay, so it is also known as visual programming language, and it is also known as natural language because it is very closer to human. Okay, so you can see that in today's world, Siri or this Google Talk, they are example of this fifth generation language. Fine. So it provides a visual or graphical interface called a visual programming environment for creating source. So fifth generation programming language, they allow people to interact with computer. Okay, so as I told you, Siri is the best example of fifth generation language because we can directly talk to computer. Okay, so next is people can talk to computer, and the voice recognition system can convert the spoken sound into written words. Okay, so this comes into natural language processing. Okay, so the computer, they take the word, they convert it into theirs form, and again they understand it. Okay, so something in this fifth generation language, there is something on machine learning or natural language processing. So using that, the machine understands our language. Prolog and Mercury are the best known fifth generation language. Okay, so they are the examples. So you can see in this diagram, okay, there is a machine, robot, and there is a person. So it is used, it asks something to this machine, and they will respond to the user. Fine. So how they get trained? So they are getting trained using those using their, like some words we are feeding into them, or they are getting trained. Okay, so all this concept, it comes in machine learning. So later we are also planning to make a playlist on machine learning. Okay, so in that topic we'll be studying in more detail how we train our models. Fine. So this was the topic for generation of programming languages. So in next topic I'll be coming with difference of low level and high level, and compiler and interpreter. Okay, so till then, stay safe, and if any one of you want note on this topic or note of this particular YouTube video, you can comment us. We'll be providing you with this note. Till then, stay safe and like, subscribe and share our channel. Thank you very much.